Hi there, Paul here from Radioshop Pickups. Thanks for joining me for this, which is Radioshop Revue number 11. And coming up in the show today, we've got a number of items. Okay, this is a really expanded Radioshop Revue, as we haven't done one for a few weeks. It's been really busy, and I'll talk about that in a second. But in this show, we've got lots. We've got pickup news, lots of pickup news, a bit of information on our Solderless solution. We've got some music from Moes Anthill and Dennie Toure. And we've also got player's tip from Chris Buck and a setup tip from Guitar George up in Lincolnshire. So there's a lot going to be coming up in this show, okay? So thanks for joining us. If you haven't already, click on subscribe, which is down here somewhere. And I'm going to tell you some of the pickup news. So basically, in the workshop today in Radioshop, we have been, we're knackered really, because we had a massive Black Friday. We did an offer. A lot of you seem to go nuts for our offer for the pickups. And a lot of you got your hands on some Radioshop pickups for a little bit less than normal. And we had a full board. You can just about see the board there. But me and Danny have just about cleared that now and got all the orders out. Okay, so thanks to everybody who ordered in the Black Friday sale. It just went nuts, and we didn't quite expect it, but we are now in full recovery mode and ready for the next lot. Okay, so thanks to everybody again for picking up your pickups at that time. Pickup news, let me think. Well, recently we did a video with Chris Buck. I don't know if you've caught that, but we did an Alnico 5 versus Alnico 3 comparison. That was a really interesting video that we made with Chris, and really enjoyed making it. Basically, we were just showing in the same guitar, in the same red Squire Strat, which you've probably seen a few times now in use in videos. We showed the difference between the ID Chris Buck original pickups and the ID Chris Buck 57s. Now the 57s being Alnico 3, the original Chris Buck set being Alnico 5, and we thought we would do a A/B test, and there's lots of clips. I'll put a link up above so you can check out that video and see what the difference you think is between Alnico 5 and Alnico 3. Okay, so that was a really good video that you may or may not have seen, but if you haven't, check it out now. One of the big things that people have seemed to have gone for this month was our Solderless solution. Okay, not solution, solution. And the Solderless solution is one of our loaded pickguards. You can get any of our Strat pickups sets in a solderless solution. And we figure that basically, not everybody wants to learn soldering. Okay, not everybody wants to invest in a soldering iron and just see if they can do it. And some people just really want to install pickups, and that's the easiest way possible. If you've seen our video recently, which is called the easiest way to install Strat pickups, we show you exactly how to use one of the solderless solutions. And on the day that Chris Buck came in, okay, we thought we'd start doing something which would be almost a bit like, I don't know if you've seen the program like Top Gear, where they do this sort of go around and see who could do the fastest lap. Similar sort of thing we're going to do with the solderless solution. When we get visitors in, we're going to get them to have a go at changing the pickups in the guitar and seeing how quickly they can do it. Okay, and the guitar that in question is going to be the Squire Strat. Now that's a guitar that we picked up for, I think it was £70, something like that. And the challenge basically is to see how quickly you can go from being a fully strung in tune guitar to taking the strings slightly off, okay, putting a new pickguard in, so taking the old pickguard out, which will be on a solder solution, so they just got to unscrew it, and then putting a new set of pickups in via a different guard, screwing those in, okay, and then retuning the guitar up to pitch. That's the challenge, okay? And the solderless solution, if you haven't had a chance to check it out, it is really easy. Basically, all you've got to do is no soldering, obviously. And what you have to do is take this pickguard, put it into your Strat, and you've got 3 little screw points to do. Now, I thought I'd go first, okay, and set what I would say would be the fastest lap, if you like, okay? And I did it, okay, via Facebook Live. I did it in 6 minutes and 21 seconds. So I took a guitar from being strung up and in tune, taking those strings off, slackened them off, new pickups in, new pickguard in, retune back up, ready to play. 6 minutes, 21 seconds. Now, Chris Buck was in on the day that we did the Alnico 5 versus Alnico 3 filming. Okay, Chris Buck, he came in and he was like, oh, I can do it quicker. Okay, and this was little bit of fun really, because I was like, oh, okay, well, do you want to have a go at it? So Chris had a go at it, and I'm going to show you some of the footage in a second. It didn't go as well as he thought it was going to go, okay? I suppose, you know, it's one of the things, the solderless solution, right, is easy to do, okay? But obviously you wouldn't normally do it with a time limit, okay? But we're just trying to do it. It's a bit of fun really. We're using a beta guitar. It doesn't matter if it gets marked. And we just wanted to, as a bit of fun, see who could do the quickest. And if we get visitors in, then they'll have a go at it, okay? So with 6 minutes 21 to beat, Chris Buck said, right, I can do it quicker. And we started the clock. Now, it didn't quite go to plan. And Chris, you'll see from the footage that he got quite frustrated quite quickly. Check it out.
So I'm going to do the pickup change challenge with Paul's time of 6:21 as the target. So, ready? Very formal way of timing it here. Like you said, I think this is what they use in the Olympics. So, I'm going to press this and you're going to get out of my way.
Yeah, of course I am. I'm not going to hinder you in any way.
Yeah, you say that. 3, 2, 1, go.
Chris is our first challenger here. Oh, look at him go. When I did mine in 6:21, he's like, I can beat that. I was like, well, I got to see this. And it looks a bit at the moment like he can. Look at that face of sheer.
Don't go in my face. Hang out.
If the question is, will he drop the screwdriver? Dropping a screwdriver costs
Time.
10 to 15 seconds, I think.
Right.
We're up to 1 minute 18. Oh my god, is he gonna destroy our pickguard?
Probably.
He is. He's destroyed. No, he's not. He's doing well. He did a good job in that.
Why is it stacked?
He was slacker than my one. Okay.
Right.
Bit of a tip. I turn it the other way. I turn it like that. Yeah, that's it. And lay it like that.
Right. Which is the first one.
So you need to get just all three out now. It doesn't really, as long as they're nice and loose and get them away.
There you go.
Yeah, he's got it.
Damn it. Woo. And there's one more, is there
Okay,
not?
yeah. Just pass me the pickguard.
Oh, no, that was another one.
Technically, I'm helping him.
Right. Which one does this?
Okay, so this one doesn't matter as long as you get the white one in. I'll tell you what, put the white one in.
Right.
Twiddle it first to make sure that all the little
first
things, yeah, are still together. So like, just give him a bit of a twiddle around.
Yeah, another twiddle.
Yeah.
And in the first one here?
Yeah. Oh no, sorry, in the one with the white dot on it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, all the way in. Yeah, that's cool. Tighten it up. Okay.
That tight enough? Yep.
Yeah, that's fine. Bit. And then the other two, don't mind, I was trying to go in.
Right, yeah.
Because they both ground and they both do the same job.
Twiddling.
Twiddling. He's up to 3 minutes 19.
Oh man, 3 minutes left. This is going to be tight.
Yeah.
Does that matter?
No, it doesn't matter because it's not like there's some sort of prize at stake. It's just that warm fuzzy feeling of being the best.
Told me there was money involved. Oh man, the twiddling. Twidling's letting me down.
You get the twiddling wrong.
Twiddling
and you've got
properly letting me down.
Right, so just for anybody watching this now, Chris is using our solderless solution basically, which involves no soldering to do a pickup change. Okay, a little bit of snip in of your existing.
Oh man, I wish I'd done a sneaky bit of twiddling
beforehand. Pre-twiddling. It's all about the pre-twiddling.
Pre-twiddle.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's the white fluff. There you go.
Okay, you got to pull it back, all right? Right.
Not in that one.
Right. He's doing well. He's on 4 minutes 55. No pressure.
Ah, it's all gone wrong.
I feel like I should be launching into some sort of Yoda routine, like kind of arrogant he is. In terms of his sheer confidence.
Do that and broken nose you will have.
Broken nose you will receive. It's just like how confident you were earlier on.
I've messed it.
You've messed it.
Down tools.
Oh,
give it up.
Are you serious? Oh.
I can't even see what. I just preface this with the fact that I am the most clumsy, awkward man on earth.
Okay, I'm gonna hold it.
Right, Paul's going to complete it.
Okay. Right, I just want to... What you want to do is that.
Oh, you didn't tell me that, did you?
I was holding and filming. I'm not a multitasker, basically. Right, okay.
Oh, I could have done that.
You could have done that. And where's the other one? Right, this one. Right. There you are. You ready? You ready? Okay. Remember now, I can't play the blues. And you can?
Right.
He stopped the clock.
I was wondering when you noticed
You stopped the clock. Alright.
It's in.
That one's in, yeah. Okay.
What's
and the
this
other
one?
It came back out.
Oh, when did that come out?
There's no pressure now,
wonder
is there?
whether
Because
The clock
the
is
clock has stopped.
I wonder whether my eyesight is not what it really was. Oh,
To hold it.
you finish it.
Okay. So, how apt is it? Well, not apt. I think it's just bizarre, really, that Mr. Chris Buck is possibly already disqualified. Sorted. Now we start the clock.
Okay.
For the tune-in bit.
Should have done the strings looser.
Well, no, because you had no problem getting them out. I didn't do them looser in the first place. And I had to redo it. Yeah?
Why is that not? No.
Because you've got a pull piece just... Okay. You got one pull piece just snagging on the E string. Yeah.
Can I just go away with one screw?
4? I'll let you have 4. Because then it's held down in 4 places,
Okay,
isn't
okay.
it? There's some sort of rhyme and reason to it.
Don't be helping me, that just makes it worse.
Guys, I was starting to do up the things. I was trying to help him. 'Cause he just, I don't know, he looks like he's going to get angry or something. We're going to have to give him, like... He looks like a man who may start smoking.
Oh, heck, that's some banjo tuning.
When do you play the banjo? If this was a test on how quickly you can tune a guitar or restring a guitar, I think you'd be absolutely blazing it.
Boom.
Boom. Okay, press stop the clock then.
What?
Right. That time?
9:25.
9:25, Chris Buck. Thank you very much.
Now, Chris, yeah, he didn't. That didn't go too well, did it? Now, his time was 9 minutes and 25 seconds. But I think really we've either got a choice here of either banning him basically or disqualifying him, okay? Or I think that's a bit cruel, isn't it? Really, I mean, I think he thought that he could do it rapidly, but he'd never really tried this before. Okay, if he'd had a few goes at it, obviously it's a little bit unfair because I've done like tons of these and Chris had just done one. Okay, so let's go easy on him. Okay, I'm gonna say for stopping the clock, right? I'm gonna say that it took. I'm gonna give him a 3-minute penalty. So I'm gonna say that it took him 12:25 rather than 9:25. Okay, so that I know that puts me in front. All right, okay, but you know I do this all day long, right? But Chris took 12 minutes and 25 minutes, 25 seconds because he cheated basically. Okay, Chris, you know it's just not good enough, I'm afraid. Now the Solderless Solution. You've got to, I mean, if you want to go at that challenge, you can. Obviously, we don't recommend it on your own guitar. This is a beta strat, doesn't matter if it gets marked, okay? But if you want to and you want to submit a time, we'll believe you. Okay, we know we wouldn't do this, what Chris Buck does and stop and start times. Just give us a time, or if you've got a little footage of you doing it, that'd be amazing, okay? And the Solderless Solution has recently been improved, actually, because instead of the little sort of twiddling of the wires that you have to do to change pickups, we've now put these little sort of spade connectors on. There's a little bit of footage coming up around about here showing how you put the little spade connectors in. So it's even easier now. So really, I reckon I could do it in faster than 6:21. I want someone to beat my time, guys, okay? I could have had a string winder. That would have shaved a few seconds off as well, okay? But, you know, if somebody can beat my time, I'd love to see that, okay? Now, Chris Buck in that video didn't come off all that well, did he? Because, you know, he got so angry, didn't he? I thought he was going to hit me. No, I'm only joking. I'm just winding Chris up, right? Okay, but let's hear something, you know. I can put pickups in, but Chris can really show off how to use those pickups, right? So his playing, as everybody knows, is absolutely amazing. So I thought in this month's players tip, we'd actually go to Chris. So we asked Chris to give us a little tip that would improve playing. And these were his thoughts.
Hey guys, it's Chris back here. Paul has asked me to do a little kind of quick tip for the Radioshop Revue. So aside from don't eat yellow snow, I think the best place to start, at least for me, and one thing I would definitely recommend you check out, even if it's not something you actually implement in your own playing, is using your fingers on your right hand, or if you're left-handed, using your fingers on your left hand, not necessarily as opposed to using a plectrum, but just in addition to. It's a great little way of kind of just spicing things up and giving you an extra kind of tonal palette of things you can do. So, just to give you a little quick example of something that sounds very different if you use your fingers as opposed to a pick. With your fingers, there's a kind of softness, there's a slight roundness to the edge of the notes, which if you use that with a pick, not quite the same lick, but near enough. But hopefully it gets the point across that with your fingers, there's a kind of fleshy quality, I guess, ultimately, because you are using flesh on the tips of your fingers, whereas with the plectrum, you're using plastic, so it's going to have a little bit of a harder edge and something just a little bit more kind of pointed, I guess. And, you know, I would be the last person to advise you to use one or the other. For me, I've always got a plectrum tucked away in the little crease in between my index finger there. It's always on hand, should I want to do something that's a little bit faster or a little bit more hard-edged, I guess. So, if you haven't already, definitely try just kind of flicking between the two. It's a great place to start to really opening up, you know, just an extra world of tonal variations. So, there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed.
Thank you very much to Chris for those. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a simple thing to think of. Just get your fingers involved with, you know, instead of just playing with plec, you know, you can use your fingers as well and try and use the hybrid technique, you know, which Chris does to amazing effect. Okay, so thank you very much to Chris for filming that little player's tip for us there. Okay, now the next little item I'm going to touch very, very quickly on, which is my guitar build. Actually, when I say quickly, there'll be a little bit of footage in this bit as well. Okay, so lots of footage coming up in today's review. As you know, if you've seen the previous reviews, I'm having an OM style guitar built for me by Richard Mayrick up in Abergavenny, and he's making a guitar for me for my 40th. Yes, I know you wouldn't think it, but I'm going to be 40 well, fairly soon. Okay, and I wanted something really nice made for me, so I'm going for a Rossili, which is an OM style guitar. And I went up to Richard to actually choose the individual woods. Okay, I know this was possible because I'm fairly local. Okay, but it blew my mind, you know, going up there and just choosing the actual wood that would go into my guitar. I mean, you know, I can't see me doing that at, say, Martin, Collings or whatever. You know, it's just a wonderfully sort of interactive process. Here's some footage of me arriving at Richard's workshop, okay, and then with my woods at the end. And this took about 2 hours, and I could see, what blew my mind was that I could see the wood at the end on this table was going to be my guitar. Mind you, as Richard said, half of it's going to end up on the floor because obviously there'd be a lot of waste. But this wood that was on the table is going to be my guitar. Check it out. Here's me arriving and then me with the wood that we've chosen.
Hi guys, I'm up at Richard Mayrick Guitars, and I'm like, oh, again, I've said this before, kid in the sweet shop. Looking at some OMs. I'm going to make some choices today. I don't know if you saw on the recent Radioshop Revue that I'm having a build, I'm having an OM made for me. And I'm up here choosing, well, just making choices basically, and indecision is popping in a little bit. I get to choose my peg head overlay for my OM. I've had a little strum of some other OMs that are finished to build some ideas. I know I'm going for Sitka Spruce top, I know I'm going for Indian Rosewood back and side, of which, if you can show Richard there as well, I'm going to choose back today, am I?
Yeah. I've got a couple of sets here for you to choose from.
Look at this. What's this one? That's a potential peg head overlay.
That's Cocobolo Rosewood.
Okay. I'm here this afternoon choosing my peg head overlay, and we've got it down to 5, haven't we? I'm leaning towards something I thought I would never go for. So this is for my build now. This is my acoustic build for my OM that Richard is making me, and this is the first indecision. So we've got Indian rosewood. Just to clarify, just for anybody who's not fully aware, the peg head overlay is this piece of wood here, and my guitar is going to have this shape, and it's going to have that inlay, which is absolutely stunning. And I've got it down to 5. So we've got what? Indian rosewood. Yeah.
Bog oak.
And this bog oak is 5,000 years old.
Something like that, yeah.
Give or take.
Give or take 1,000.
Okay. Ebony.
And then ebony.
Okay.
Which is not 5,000 years old. This is Cocobolo rosewood.
Okay. I'm very happy boy. I have actually made all the choices. It's taken me 2 hours, which Richard says is good. Although I don't know, I think he's just being nice to me. Coming a bit closer, this is going to be my guitar. Okay, so this is going to be my OM. Got the tuners, and obviously this is a spruce top, Sitka spruce top, which I chose out. So everything I've chosen is from, a choice of 3 or 4 examples or whatever. So these mahogany neck, that's the bone nut, bone saddle, yeah? Truss rod, that's probably the least glamorous looking thing here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ebony bridge, okay. The tuners as well, so I'm going with the Grover Stay Tights or Star Tights or whatever they call it. This is the sides, okay. Look, my name. Sorry, I'm just so excited. Ebony fingerboard, ebony peg head overlay, and this is the back and sides. And this lovely stuff here is the back strip. Yeah, back strip, which is going to go in between the wood. And I'm just going to finish because I'm going to leave Richard to it now because I've taken up loads of his time. Watch this now. This is what my back is going to look like. Look at that. Wow. Anyway, it's going to be a few months, but I'm absolutely beaming. Can't wait to see the finished product in, well, about 6 months or so, or maybe longer. Well, we'll see.
And a massive thank you to Richard for his time there. Again, his guitars, I can't believe they're as cheap as they are. Okay, at just over sort of £2,000 for that money to be able to have a guitar that's been built by someone who has the skill of Richard, with the care and attention and the time, being able to spec the woods, every single aspect of the guitar, is custom to me. It's a bargain at £2,500, an absolute bargain, and I'm paying for it in little bits and bobs really, because it's 6 months away, and I'll be picking that up, and I can't wait to see and hear that guitar, and it'll be featured in this, and you'll see a few more clips as we go on of the build and how it develops. Okay, now we've got some music coming up from Moes Anthill, and this is from a chap called Michael, who recently was at the end of the last review, playing his Strat with the Chris Buck pickups installed, and he's featured that guitar now in a video with his band called Moes Anthill. Okay, and the song is called Finding Stones, and he used the guitar to great effect in there, and it's a really interesting song, so take a listen.
Finding stones, you have no time to worry. Your life's slow, and so you keep on digging. Crystal clear, the mountain lakes are shining. Every day you seek for treasure and it ruins. Every day my life is worthless and you are reckless. Every day you get stoned amongst the crowd and we're the people. Every day you get stoned amongst the crowd and we're the people.
A huge thank you there to Michael for sending in that footage, and there's a little bit of a link coming up here now if you want to check out the full song, and I recommend you do so. So that was Moes Anthill, and they're based in Switzerland. Now, more pickup news, a little bit more pickup news. Anyway, we've got some PAF news coming up soon. I can't say too much about that because there's something we're going to be doing with Mr. Chris Buck. Okay, and there's going to be a lot of development and we're going to be looking at some new PAF news. That's all I can say, okay? So I shouldn't really mention it because I can't really say anything about it. But if you're a PAF fan, you're going to be very pleased in the coming months because we're going to have some new news on Radioshop PAFs. There's going to be some changes, I think, okay? Recently, we're coming towards the end of the show now and the pickup news, and we're going to go on to some setup tips in a second and some playing from Dennie Toure. But just to wrap up the sort of pickup news, website's changed a little bit. We've got a couple of new things on there. We've got Filtertrons, our first Filtertrons, which we call in the Radiotron, and we've already had some sort of initial recipients of the first set, and it's been the feedback has been overwhelming about how good the pickups are. So we've got our first Radiotrons, so you'll see those on the website, and also our Jazzmaster pickups are now live. Okay, you've got the ID Jazzmaster and you've got the 62 Jazzmaster as well. So if you're an offset guitar fan, head over and check out the website for a look at those. Now, I'm going to hand over in a second. Okay, this is another little feature that we're trying to incorporate into the Radioshop Revue, as well as pickup news and players tips. Here is a setup tip from a luthier called Guitar George, whose name, confusingly, is Alan. Okay, but Guitar George is based in Lincolnshire, and here is one of his tips on how to deal with tuning issues on a guitar and what might be the culprit.
Hi, I'm Guitar George. Here is probably the most commonly misdiagnosed fault I get presented with. The conversation generally goes along the lines of, oh, my guitar just won't stay in tune. Can you give me a new set of machine heads? Well, I can. That's a dead easy fix. However, 9 times out of 10, the problem is not the heads, it's the nut. Okay. Goes along the lines, you tune your guitar up really accurately with your tuner before you start playing. You put in a big bend. And when you let it off, the note's down slightly flat. Oh, that doesn't sound good. The head slipped. No, it hasn't. What's happened, as you put in the bend, the string has had to pull through at the nut just a little bit. When you release the pressure, it hasn't gone all the way back, leaving the string slightly loose and therefore out of tune. You can tell by just confirming that. If you just, once you've done that and it's only slightly flat, push on the string behind the nut, and if that pulls the string back in and back to pitch, then you know it's definitely the nut that's sticking. Can be caused by several reasons really. Dirty old corroded strings, so slightly rusted, they're not going to slide through nicely. Or if you've changed the gauge of strings, you've gone up a gauge, the slot that the string is sliding through just isn't big enough for the string, so it's binding at its edges and sticking. Easily sorted, all of those problems. You can buy various sort of bits and pieces just simply on the internet, nut lubes and greases, bits and pieces, even graphite from a pencil can sort most of those problems out. So there you go, a lot easier and cheaper than changing a set of machine heads, which probably isn't your problem in the first place anyway. Thanks for listening. For anything else, go to my website, have a look and check out www.guitar-george.co.uk. Thanks for listening. Cheerio for now.
A massive thank you there to Guitar George, well, to Alan, for sending in that footage and for his knowledge basically and expertise on dealing with tuning issues. So if you're in the Lincolnshire area, need a setup, give him a shout. Okay, now we're going to close the show. Thank you very much to everybody who's watched the show. If you haven't had a chance yet, come on, hit subscribe and check out our other videos. Lots more videos coming up soon, and we're going to close this show with some music from one of our players. Okay, so as we featured earlier on with Michael and Moes Anthill, we love to, basically we make pickups that go in guitars and people make music with those guitars. So we love to feature the music of the people who use us. Okay, and so here is a chap based in England, and his name is Dennie Toure, and he's a lovely player. And here's some footage of him using the ID Chris Buck Strat set in his Strat, and just enjoy. And thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you.